Okay, I can't stress how important it is that you watch this video. If you've watched any of my other videos about Alex Becker, stay around to the end for this one, because I'm going to walk you through an entire life cycle of an Alex Becker crypto recommendation. And I'm going to break it down into tiered systems so you know where you sit and how much profit you're going to make on his recommendations, and how to move up those tiered systems so you can make 10 times more profit and stop being exit liquidity. This is really important. First things first, they're also really important. I hate to dilute my importance with something also important. Guys, Alex Becker came out with this video yesterday, top 9 AI crypto coins that can 100x by May, pump soon list. We've broken them down here for you. These are the 15 coins that he's mentioned. These are the ones that he's holding. But there's something different about this video, because Becker has been posting crypto videos for a little bit now. You know, he since this bull run is coming, 4 days, 9 days, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, about 2 months. This was the first time that I've ever seen an effect like he had in the last bull cycle. Have a look at these. So we're not tracking the ones he said he didn't have. He went through those, said they were pretty good projects, but either too high market cap or unnecessary. He's like, I don't need to do Palm and Pal AI. Very similar sounding names, very similar projects. And so he's just doing Pal. But this price here, don't look at this, I haven't labeled these columns properly. This price here is the price of the tokens, these tokens here, when he made the video, or when he put out the video. And then this number here was the price of the token that Alex Becker is responsible of pumping it to within hours. His video came out at about 1 a.m. my time. I'm not sure where you guys are, but in Australia, 1 a.m. my time. And if you go to any of these, let's have a look at Ator. This is one on his list down here. Ator, it was $2.19 when he put out the video at about 1 a.m. just in here. And you can see right here from $2.18 pumped all the way up to a $3 market cap, which is a 37% change on something that's not small. Look at this, it's a $283 million market cap. We're not going to go through every example, but Conduct is a big one also. I've started a Twitter this bull cycle. I want to get in on the Twitter action, and this is why you should follow me, because it pumped 157%. But of course, I'm someone who has my eyes on Alex Becker. Some say obsessed, others say intrigued by. This is my tweet. I saw Alex Becker. He put out these 4 tokens here. Now, OPSEC, he's talked about a lot. Conducts, he's never talked about. OXO, he's talked about a lot. And PAL, he's talked about a lot. I'm like, wait a second, you've never mentioned Conduct before. What did I tweet? Anyone else anyone else see that he mentioned Conducts, which only had a $25 million market cap? Calamari, who was lucky enough to be following me, asked me about it. He said, did he actually add it, or did he just post about it? I said, we didn't actually track him adding it to his wallets, because we do track his wallets. More on that in a second, but he just posted about it. He also had, I'll put it up on the screen, a reply to a comment with a wink about this token, and then obviously it went up 200% at its peak in one day. And Calamari says, now confirmed in his recent vid, I owe you for this one, this insane candle here. And you can see we're in about here, an insane candle, and now it's sitting at about a $71 million market cap. So come follow me on Twitter. Rubicon Benji is the handle. I'll link in the description below. So takeaway for this before we jump into the really important stuff, it's time, guys. We've been waiting for this for a while. It's a bull market, and Alex Becker has the influence that I saw in the last cycle. He pumped these tokens hundreds of millions of dollars in one video, and it wasn't a focused video on 2 to 3 projects. It was a large scope video, and all of these tokens pumped because of it. And so this led to a little bit of an issue, because now I'm having people ask me about the tokens that Becker's talking about, for example, OXO. And they're like, oh, should I buy it? I saw Alex Becker talking about it. And for me, I'm like, well, how close is Alex Becker to the start of the cycle compared to the end of the cycle? We don't know how high we're going. We know the Bitcoin ETFs, we know the Saudi money, we know there's a lot of awesome news for crypto and Bitcoin and bringing up the entire market together. But there was a time in the last bull market where a lot of people got dumped on it. And so I'm like, I don't know if I would recommend my mom go and buy OXO right now. So I thought to myself, what do I recommend people do? And this is it. So let me walk you through it, because this could make you a lot of money. And how do I know? Because it made me a lot of money, and it's going to happen again. Things come in waves, and the next wave is coming, and I want you to know this before it does. So I've got 4 tiers and Becker here. So Becker is basically, I've got the multiples of how much they will probably average per token. All these numbers are approximate, but it makes sense to use numbers to help illustrate my point. So this is Alex Becker. he'll buy a token for himself, for example, OXO, and we'll walk through the live example of all this in a second. And then the big brains, I call that tier 1, will also buy close to Becker, but not quite, so they'll probably get a 10x. Tier 2, basically his followers on X will get about a 6x. Tier 3, his followers on YouTube will get about a 4x return, meaning 4 times their money back. If you put 1,000 in, they'll get 4,000 out if you can time the top. And then tier 4 is just like the mainstream, have no idea what they're doing, come in at the wrong time, get it to a 1.5x because they're buying near the top, but obviously you're not going to sell for a 50% gain. You still talk about 100x's, and they never even look at market cap, and it crashes on them, and everyone else gets their money. But there is one more tier to this, and it's the best tier to possibly be in, and it's the tier that I've been in for this bull cycle, and it's tier 0, which is getting in way before Becker, going upstream of Becker, because we know exactly where he's getting his recommendations from. And so to make this more obvious to you, let's play it out with the example of OXO. Now we know that Alex Becker is not a full-time crypto person. He has 9-figure businesses, he's running a new company, no one knows what it is yet, he's moving around, he's in Dubai, he's doing jiu-jitsu. He's not a full-time DJ crypto person, but he has people who are. One of them, Crypto God John, another one, Crypto Wizard. And there's a couple more that we keep tabs on because we know that these recommendations are going to be fed into the mainstream through Alex Becker. And so we've been following Crypto God John, and you can see this is April 15th, 2023. He talks about accumulating the bag of OXO, the same token. Let's zoom in on this picture and have a nicer price for us. It's at 2 cents. And so inside our inner circle, which is our paid community, I'll link it up in the description below if you want to separate yourself from mainstream and actually get a huge advantage in this market for the next wave of tokens. You'll get instant access to the tools, the resources, and the software you're seeing in this video, so you can get way bigger results. Because I mean, guys, this is the bull market, and if you're not going to join now and you want to keep in the mainstream, you're going to perform way worse. We broke down the OXO token at a $25 million market cap. We got the recommendation from Crypto God John just after that 2 cent spot. Now it was a bit silly, and I felt like I was late to OXO when I finally did get in, but I got in at about 5.5 cents. But you can see, and Crypto God John has taught me how to be patient with it, because tier 0 was here. This is where we're getting into this token way before it takes off. Now, obviously, guys, this thicker squiggle line is just my own technical analysis of what the typical token has done in a bull market before. So this is made up, hypothetical, but this is what I predict is something like this is going to happen. But let's have a look, a little peek behind the curtain on when Alex Becker himself actually got in, how much he bought for. So we have his exact transfer. Now, I've also put 15x here, but there's an asterisk. Why is there an asterisk? Because he doesn't buy into most of these projects. He gets given an allocation for becoming an advisor, which means he's probably going to be promoting them on Twitter and YouTube. So it's technically an infinity X for him, but on average, he'll probably hit a 15x from what he initially gets given in the value of those tokens. He got transferred $212,000 US of OXO on 22 days ago, February 16th, 2024. Now you can see on this live graph, February 16th is about here at about 15-16 cents per token. So if we go back to our graph here, a little bit generous, it's probably slightly up the hill here a little bit more. And then we have our tier 1 big brains. Now these people are people who have Alex Becker's wallet addresses, which he has many, and he's creating new ones all the time, and can see that he's getting in. Now we have a portfolio tracker, which means you can see exactly what Alex Becker is holding across all of his wallets. Here you can see at number 3 is OXO.ai. When you get these alerts, the big brains then go and buy their way in just after Alex Becker. And then you have people who follow him on X or follow him on Twitter, as it used to be called. It's slowly phasing out. This was February 17th, so you can see about a day and a half after he bought it himself. He wrote, already deep with PAL and OXO. What else? And now this is the mention of the token here. Now you're gonna have to be following, you're gonna have to be on when he tweets it, you're gonna have to read all the way to the bottom, you're gonna have to know what this is when you read it, but they're the people who seem to get about the 6x return. Now the 4x return are people who watched his YouTube video yesterday and asked me about it. And that's why we're starting to get really high up that hill of OXO. You can see this graph, this up to this ball here is what it's actually done. It's like, wow, that's a very steep looking graph. And if we're going to go off what happened in the last bull cycle for a lot of the gaming cryptos that Alex Becker recommended, yes, they probably are going a lot higher, especially as Bitcoin pulls the whole market up, and AI narrative is very strong, so there's probably a lot of upside to it. But I'm personally not investing any more money into it, so it's hard to recommend other people also go and do the same. And then of course what's going to happen, everybody knows these people. The people who still aren't here in crypto yet, they're going to come in a couple of months' time. They're going to see the top list, the PAL, the OXO, the ATORs, and they're going to be like, oh, let's scoop a big bag. They're going to spend a lot of money. In fact, actually, we've had this person here. He holds, I think, $77 million worth of Bitcoin, and he's just bought a bag, 133 grand of OXO yesterday. And John says, WTF, 77 million Bitcoin, and now he's buying OXO, as in like he's also late to the party, especially for someone who has so much money, obviously knows somewhat what he's doing. And so what I really recommend you do is figure out which tier you are currently in, and then figure out if you want to move up, because this list of tokens here, I think is going to do well. I do think personally, personal opinion, they do have anywhere between a 3 and a 10x left in them. But like in the last cycle, Alex Becker was recommending OG crypto gaming tokens. And what happened is they ran about a 10, 20x, and then the next wave of tokens, the new ones started to pop up. You saw it with El Churro, where he called a clean 20x because it was a little bit late to the party. So what I recommend you do before this next wave of crypto tokens come in with a $10 to $20 million market cap, not a $500 million market cap, meaning there's an extra 10x, so you can actually hit that 100x or that 80x return, is you figure out how to get up the tiers. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean joining our inner circle, although that is the easiest way, where we literally track the people who Alex Becker gets his recommendations from. We track Alex Becker's wallet, we track Crypto God John's wallet, we track their portfolios. We're seeing what they're adding before it comes out to the mainstream. But there are alternatives. A guy just emailed me telling me he set up a wallet tracker for Alex Becker's wallets just using Etherscan, and he gets an email whenever he buys. All I know is that right now is the time to be printing a lot of money. And if you're not, you're probably too far down in the bubble. Or if you want to be printing more, check out the link in the description below. It's the Inner Circle. We're changing to a brand new platform so we can offer even more value to you guys. Be excited to see you in there. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.